Hasbro absolutely cooked with their new Black Series release of Darth Vader and Luke from their final fight in The Empire Strikes Back. Welcome back to another unboxing and posing review. On a recent vacation in Disneyland, I saw this Empire Strikes Back set on display, and it included Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and of course an awesome Bespin base. When I saw that, I knew I had to pick it up since the I Am Your Father scene may be the most iconic scene in all of Star Wars. Definitely let me know if that's true down in the comments. But real quick, if you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hit the bell to be notified when new content goes live. Now, let's get into it. So I am super excited to get this open, but you can see the box is already opened. It got a little beat up in transport all the way back home as well, and yeah, I did have to open it up just to verify that everything in it's good ahead of time, because of course, I don't want to have to travel all the way back there just to do a return or exchange if I did have an issue, or at least I didn't want to make that journey all the way back there. But of course, as you all know, all good unboxings start with the box. Looking at the front of the box here, there's a black image of Darth Vader and Luke locking lightsabers. This image is done with a mix of matte and glossy blacks, and I just love how that artwork looks. Then of course all the text is in a bright, vibrant blue that really stands out. This notes that this is from Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Then this blue continues on the bottom of the left side of the box where there is a grayscale image of Vader. And at the bottom, it notes Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and of course that blue. Then on the right side of the box, there's a grayscale image of Luke in the same style as Vader with the same text at the bottom. Moving to the back of the box, there is a ton of info. This text is all done in that beautiful vibrant blue, and there's a little read up on the left side. This states, overpowering a battered and bloody Luke Skywalker in Cloud City, Sith Lord Darth Vader revealed a frightening truth, that he was Luke's father. It's a little interesting that they use the word was, since technically Vader killed Anakin according to Vader himself. We all remember seeing the Kenobi show. But maybe Anakin's still somewhat in there. Guess we'll have to wait for the next movie to find out. On the right side, we see Vader and Luke fighting on that included base outlined in blue. This notes that Vader's cape is posable, which is pretty awesome. We'll see how good I can pose it. Then there's an included lightsaber clash effect, which I am very excited to use in some posing. And the display base, of course, is included, which is what caught my attention when I saw this displayed. Sliding the inner cardboard packaging out of the box, we can now see the figures and that base. I need to get them out of the packaging because these figures already look amazing and I need a closer look. Getting them out is a little bit of a battle with their plastic housing, of course. But looking at Luke, wow. That likeness to Mark Hamill is impressive. The head sculpt is battle damaged and the messy hair just looks great. The outfit, of course, is a little wrinkly and damaged and just looks amazing. The pockets are all torn, there's some exposed skin at the shoulders and even down at the knees. His chrome belt buckle is dirty and just, yeah, this looks really good. The belt itself looks amazing as well. There's a little holster for his blaster and a little hook for him to hang his lightsaber. Unfortunately, he only comes with his hands that are on him right now, a trigger finger hand and a lightsaber grip in hand. But I am super impressed with the detail on Luke. But now, we need to look at Vader. This is insane for this scale. Vader's helmet looks so good and it's so glossy. The same can be said for the rest of his armor as well. Just wow, look at that. His black undersuit is very nicely detailed as well. Just look at those wrinkles and the lines and all that detail in there. The gloves look great as well, but for some reason he sort of gets a trigger finger hand and then just a regular grip in hand. His chest box has a ton of sculpted and painted detail in there for each button, and of course the same can be said about his belt. Now, the best and worst part of this figure is the cape. The cape is wired along the edge so you can pose the heck out of it, but that means you can't really get it to easily drape straight down. So if you get this set, just know that you will need to pose the cape if you want it to look pretty decent. And on the cape, unfortunately, there's a little tag in the back that you need to cut off or else it just looks horrible. Posing the cape up real quick, you can definitely make it look awesome since it's wired, but it definitely takes a bit of time to make it look good. And I don't think I did too well. And then of course, we can't forget that Vader has some fabric tabards on him. We also get Luke and Vader's sabers. Say Vader's sabers 10 times fast. Vader of course gets a red blade, which can be removed from the hilt. Then his hilt is nicely painted and sculpted. Then there's also a little sculpted hook in there that can be used to attach the hilt to Vader's belt. Then for Luke, He gets a blue blade in this movie, and I love how his saber looks, which makes sense because I'm a prequel fan and it's Anakin's hilt. It's sculpted beautifully and of course has a hook on it as well. This allows it to attach to Luke's belt. Another awesome little extra for this set is the lightsaber clash effect. It's clear and pointy, but both Luke and Vader's blades can be slotted in here to give these figures a cool effect like they're battling. You know I'll be using this in the display. Next up is Luke's blaster. It looks good with a brown painted grip, silver tip, and it's mostly painted black with the sculpt work that just looks incredible. It reminds me a little bit of Han's blaster, but let me know what you guys think about this one. And of course, you can just slot this into Luke's holster. We need to take a look at this huge base now. The size of the base is a bit wild because it's actually bigger than some of my diorama style bases for my 6 scale figures. But it looks very good, and I just kind of love running my finger across the floorings. It's all little line work in there. You can see, of course, the base is missing the railings and the little larger pieces that are in the back that Vader actually cuts in half in the movie. The railings are in the bags, and the 2 pieces actually combine into one larger piece, depending on if you want it to be cut in half or not. Unfortunately, there are no instructions with this set, so I guess it's big brain time for me, because I need to figure this out real quick. Okay, so they kind of me-proof the assembly process a little bit because both the rail and base have a 3 on them. You can kind of see that in there. This basically just shows which rail goes in which slot on the base. They're all just numbered, so yeah, they've made it a little bit easier. And of course, while assembling the base you see in front of us, I had to rewatch that Luke and Vader fight, just pull it up on YouTube while I was building this. The only thing I'll say though about that fight is that they really need to make a whole movie trilogy explain how Vader is actually Luke's father, because that part, it's always a little confusing. But of course, this base is awesome. Just look at that. Some of the railings have that little orange detail on the top of it, just kind of acting as the lights around there. And then of course, you see that little platform on the back that Luke actually crawls out onto. Then that piece that Vader can cut in half attaches as well. And yes, you can separate into 2 different pieces if you want to do that iconic "I am your father" scene, which yes, we will try later on. The bottom of the base also has some clear pegs to give it a little bit of extra height in the display as well. But now, let's get to posing. To start, I just wanted to pose Luke on his own, just holding his blaster and saber. Since this is a 6-inch figure, the articulation is not very restrictive, although you do want to be cautious with the holder strap around his thigh. You can see when you bend the leg, it kind of pulls it up a little bit. Now posing Vader on his own, I honestly kind of suck at posing the cape. It doesn't look the best, but you know, I tried my best. He's just here holding his saber and then holding his other hand up a little threateningly, if that's a word. His shoulders are a little tougher to articulate when I was like posing him up, but other than that, yeah, he's Vader. He's fun to pose. Then now for the first pose with the figures on the base together, I just have Luke and Vader locking blades with that cool clash effect. These 2 figures are iconic together battling on that base. But of course, we all know what's coming up soon. Here you can see Luke on the ground defending himself from Vader. Although Luke is losing right now, this does look pretty awesome. Vader has a ton of presence just towering over Luke here, but we all know what is coming up next now. For this pose, Luke is of course missing his hand and on that little walkway next to the piece of the base that Vader cut off. He just loves cutting things off during this fight, apparently. Like they foreshadowed him cutting off Luke's hand, I guess, by him kind of slashing that little piece here that you can see on the base. But now Vader is currently just informing Luke that he is in fact his father. And Luke, yeah, he doesn't really want to accept that. So he's about to hop on out of here. So I was a bit disappointed back when I missed out on the Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar Black Series set. But getting this Empire Strikes Back one has kind of relieved me a little bit of that disappointment. Although the prequels are my favorite Star Wars trilogy, with the original trilogy at a very close second, we don't really talk about third place too often, I absolutely love this set. It is stunning and I am impressed by the quality of this set for the price. This set cost me about $80 before tax, and in my opinion, it's worth every penny because the amount of stuff you get and just how good it all is. I gotta say, if you can get your hands on this, you should. And for Hasbro, if you're watching this, please give us more diorama sets, because like just seeing iconic sets like this is just so neat. And also, please restock that Mustafar Anakin versus Obi-Wan set, because I will definitely be picking that one up. But now, I am super excited to get this set in my display. So I'm gonna go do that now, but of course, let's talk about this down in the comments. What do you guys think of this set? Do you want it or do you already have it? Just let's talk about that down below. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like to help push it out to a larger audience, and definitely hit subscribe for much more content like this. Check out another video on the channel, maybe one of my Marvel Legends videos, and as always, a special thank you to the channel members. I look forward to talking to you all again very soon, but until next time, stay 6 scale.